Hi, my name is Christy. My family and I have been members here for the last 3 years. Today I'd like to talk about why it is important that I'm raising my family here at the United Methodist Church. And it all started in 2016. I had recently come back to the fold myself, and I needed to find a home church, but to be honest, I was taking my time. And I was driving around one day and I was listening to NPR, and this story came on, and it was like God tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you need to listen to this." And the story was about how, for the first time in decades, U.S. life expectancy had declined. And a big part of that was an increase in deaths in persons under the age of 65. And the other part of that was an increase in what they called unintentional injuries, which is the term they use for suicides and overdoses. And it just shook me. And I thought about it for days. So I thought about that fact, and I thought about how there's also been a decrease in the number of people who would say that they associate themselves with a major religion, a decrease in families attending churches. And I knew right then, for my family, for my children, I wanted them to have that foundation, that moral base that comes from being raised in the Christian church, a religion that stands for love and forgiveness and grace and compassion. This world is a tough world to live in, and I know my children are going to face situations where it won't be clear what's right and wrong. It will be a lot of gray. And what better gift than to raise them with a moral foundation, again, based on love and grace and compassion, that helps them to say, I might not have the answer right now, but I know what to do. I can fall back on my faith. I think of it like how first responders or the military do these drills, and they practice and they practice. So when that emergency situation comes, it's almost like they go on autopilot. And that's how I want faith to be for my children, that the love of God and the teachings of Jesus will kick in for them like a muscle memory when they are in those dark situations, when they're blindsided, emergency strikes. Again, they will have that foundation to fall back on. And I just can't think of a better gift to give my children than to know always that they belong, that there's a community that loves them, that they have a purpose in this world, that God loves them and has so many wonderful plans for them. So they never have to feel alone. And that is why it is so important to me that my children are raised here at a wonderful community like the Prairie United Methodist Church.